Today's project was a 1986 Chevy Monte Carlo SS. It's a daily driver for one of the guys. The chassis on this car really was in good condition despite its age, except for this one wee spot just behind the rear left wheel. Alright, the first thing we did was remove all the bad stuff. There's quite a lot of material removed there. Some of us removed actually to allow us access to the inside, because we're going to do this with the body still on the car. Okay, step one is to make the template. So we're going to make this out of three sections: the outboard edge, the inboard edge, and the bottom edge of the chassis rail. So we'll start off with the outboard edge. We've got a piece of cardboard here. Duct tape it just into position so it doesn't move, and draw around the outline of where we've cut. Okay, so you neaten up your stencil after you got it out from underneath the car. We're adding a little bit of periphery to it, about 3/16 to a quarter oversize, and we want to go in. We'll cut our metal to that size and offer it up to the car, and then we can always remove pieces from it. So here you have our choice material for the day. What is a piece of 50x50, a 3mm wall box section. Box section is what we had, but it already has the 90-degree bends that we need to make the shapes found in the chassis, so it lends itself to this pretty well. The only issue we have with it is that it's not as deep as we need for bits of the chassis. So for this outboard edge, we'll actually be making it out of two pieces: a piece with a 90-degree bend and a little flat piece. Transfer the template shape onto the metal and start cutting it away. And we're just using like a 4-inch grinder. Really, it doesn't require a lot of tools to do this. Okay, so using the two pieces that we've cut out, offer them up and weld them together so we have the piece as a whole. And then the step after that then is to offer it up to the car and just check that the outside edge of it matches what we want. As you can see here, offering it up for the first time, we've left a fair bit extra, and as I say, it's easier to remove the material than it is to put it back on. Okay, so when you're happy with the shape, really what we want to do is remove all the mill scale, which is a kind of grey colour stuff, and also give a good chamfer the whole way around for good weld penetration. We then go underneath and really clean the inside of that chassis, clean everything that we're going to weld to. Clamp it in place with some vice grips and a couple of tacks, check it's in place. Run a full bead down. Okay, step 2, which is the inboard edge, is essentially an angle section with a gentle curve. Now again, this started off as box section, the same 50x50 box section, but we've created the angle firstly by removing two of the faces, and to create the curve what we do is lobster back it. The first stage of that there is actually to create a little template showing the curve that we wanted to follow. To bend the metal, as I said, we lobster back it, so you cut enough of a slot that the piece can be bent. The more slots you create, the tighter the bend will be, and you only cut the slots where you want the bend to be. Use your template a lot to check and recheck, and remember, whenever you weld it, the radius will tighten as the weld shrinks. After that, we offer it up to the car. You see here a piece that was actually removed previously to allow us access to the outboard face has been re-welded back in, and this inboard edge that we're creating just welds up the underside of it. You see that all tacked in and fully welded again nicely. All that remains to do now is the lower section, and again, same as all the other three, it starts off by creating a template. Okay, so for the bottom edge, which is step 3, it's the simplest of the three of them because it is just a flat piece. We start off with that template, set the cardboard. We can actually set the cardboard down the inside of the chassis, draw in our profile, and simply cut the piece we want from a flat edge of the 50x50 box, set it into place, push it down with a pry bar or a breaker bar, and then just tack it and weld it in. Now all that's left to do is tidy it. Alright, so here's some pictures just showing it at various stages along the way. So we have it with the outboard edge and the inboard edge welded in place, the underside still to go in. There's it all in with a primer on. If you'd like to see more from the garage and our other projects, please like and subscribe.